Hey guys, my coin sponsor Red Zone Coins is doing a free 1 million coin giveaway on both systems, Xbox One and PS4 for Ultimate Team. Link on how to enter is down below in the description. Both winners are going to be chosen for Xbox One and PS4. It ends in about a couple days, so make sure to enter. Guys, when it comes to Madden Ultimate Team coins, to get to the end zone, you got to go through the red zone. So make sure to enter and get those free coins, baby. Let's get it. Let me put my hat backwards. I look fucking cute with my hat backwards.
That's what matters.
Yo, what is going on, guys? J-Tibbs here. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day whenever you're seeing this. You see the title of it. Today I have a very special guest. We're actually going to be going over some abilities, talking the ins and out about them, pretty much everything from A to Z on them. If we should keep them, if we should leave them, man. I'm ready to get into it, so let's get started.
I didn't see the titles. What's the title?
What's the title? Dude, come on, man. You gotta have the video pulled up by now. What's wrong with you?
Alright, sorry. Well, whatever the title is, I'll just say it's the greatest video of all time, so they should keep watching.
Gutfoxx, you mind kind of giving us a little breakdown on how you came up with some of these and, you know, that kind of thing?
You're showing it to this was just for us. This was our little secret. This is like, it's like when we had Paris, dude. What? That was between us only. Alright, that's fine. Well, anyways, this isn't very well done because I did this at the beginning of the year and I literally spent the last 5 minutes trying to update it to my new knowledge. So there's a lot of things wrong with it in my opinion right now because, you know, I should probably put another 20 minutes into it. But anyways, S tier, A tier, as you can see, these are just the abilities. I don't feel like X factors are as important. Like, J-Tibbs, are you more of a regs or a MUT guy or a salary cat? Like, what's your main mode? And like, how do you care? Because like, if you play Superstar KO, obviously you care a lot more about X factors than you would if you play MUT. Like, what's your opinion on that?
Well, me personally, as my viewers know, I actually play a lot of MUT. So I do a lot of my tips and regs, but whenever I'm playing gameplays, it's always MUT. So I'd say I'm more of a MUT guy, but if there's like a tournament going on or something like that, because I do like to compete in my spare time, then I'm going to be doing that. So mainly MUT, I'd say about 95% and then 5% regs.
Okay, so like in MUT, I feel like outside of the NFL 100 players, abilities mean a lot more. So this is where we focus mostly on abilities rather than the X factors. Whereas like, is there any X factor that, like, I mean, X factors on their surface, they're just supposed to be overpowered. Is there any X factor like that you'd rather like just do away with, like get it out of the game? Like I guess in general, this is the larger the point, the whole dang discussion. Should there be X factors and abilities in Madden?
Well, me personally, I do not think there should be, you know, X factors in Madden or abilities. And I understand why they added them. You know, they have to make money somehow. Obviously, they're making a shit ton of money through, you know, MUT. But I feel like the abilities are kind of OP. The X factors are unnecessary, and especially if you hop into a regular game, or regs as we like to call it, you are going to notice a lot of the X factors are very OP, such as Fearmonger. If you play someone with Fearmonger and you like to pass the ball a lot, you are not getting sacked no less than 3 times a game. So I personally think abilities are not, you know, supposed to be in the game if you're trying to compete, or at least have the cards play very well for you if you're a scheme over team guy like me and Gutfoxx are. I mean, yeah. EA's got to do something with them, though, to get people to play.
It only starts out once you have 3 sacks of that player, correct?
Actually, believe it or not, you notice it right off the rip. It's weird. It says it's supposed to, but I feel like there's something like a little bug or something, or how they programmed it to where...
Are you sure it's not just the... Are you sure it's just not the regular abilities? They're power specialist, finesse specialist, edge rush, that kind of stuff specialist lighting up? Or
it plays in with it, but if you look at Aaron Donald and you look at his abilities, obviously he has very good abilities, but the Fearmonger really does stand out because you just see him do some wild stuff that I've never even seen power specialists do. You'll see him shed at that D tackle position in literally a second, which is why a lot of people like putting those Fearmongers in the regs mode at D tackle. They shed very quickly.
Okay, all right. Well, that's that. Like I said, I don't play regs, so that's new information to me. But yeah, whenever I've had those kind of players, it's generally the abilities, the power specialist, finesse specialist, that kind of stuff that lights up. So interesting about regs. Anyway, so you don't think it should be in there? Like, do you find there's no fun at all with abilities?
Me personally, I think there should be like 3 or 4 abilities I actually like in the game, and I'm cool with them because I've grown accustomed to them. But I feel like a lot of them.
Oh, so there's a little bit of maybe in there, and maybe not get them all gone.
A little bit of maybe, and that's literally the edge of the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg. Like I'm pushing it right there.
Wow. Okay. All right. We're starting to falter. So you said 3 or 4. I wonder if I could sell you on 5. All right. Name your 3 or 4 that you like in the game.
Okay. So my 3 or 4 I like in the game. I like even though I haven't really seen it in a MUT, I'm fine with QB Playmaker being in the game because Playmaker.
Oh, that's the worst! What are you kidding? Are you kidding me?
Here's the thing. I'm fine with that being in the game. Obviously, it's hard to guard. It also.
Oh my God, the zones don't work with it. What?
Personally, listen. Personally, I'm cool with that being it, but that's a very iffy one. The other one I like, and these two can go hand in hand, is Slot Apprentice and Hot Route Master. I don't think a quarterback should get all the routes, but I think you should be able to put a certain ability on a receiver, especially in the salary cap mode, as people are having to save cap. Should cost a lot more cap than it does, I believe, at 45. I'm not sure, but I believe that's what it is. I think that's fine. I'm cool with that. It allows players to run different offenses, so you don't see people in the common popular offenses from previous Maddens, such as bunch, shotgun tight, trips tight end. I think it adds a lot of flavor and variety. I think it's a good thing for Madden as well.
Okay, so with that, what about Gunslinger? What's your opinion on that?
Gunslinger is an iffy one as well. Like I said, I want stats to matter. I'm a big stats guy. I'm cool with a couple abilities.
There's no QB release stat. You want them to add it?
I don't even. Here's the thing, Gut. I literally when I started playing Madden back in Madden 10, Madden 11, if you had good stats as a player, they'd play that way. So if my player had 98 throw power, he's going to throw that ball so freaking far. Fake news.
That's so fake news. That's so fake. What are you talking about? Those old Maddens, all that mattered was height, speed, like everything else. Those old things, ratings don't matter back then.
The stats mattered. The speed mattered, obviously, but the thing is, this is how you get around it. This is how you get around it, though. If you had a crappy user, say he was like 99 speed, okay, and they throw right at you, if you click on and make that play, the user is going to make that play. If you allow the CPU to make that play, 9.9 times out of 10, he's going to get mossed or, caught on, something like that. So that's how a lot of good players, got around that type of stigma. You were allowed to use shitty players because of the factor you brought in because you're user. If you were a good player, you were going to make that player good. That's how I kind of like Madden. I don't know if you agree with me. I don't know if a majority of the community agrees with me. That's just how I feel about it.
I think we can generally agree that user skills should trump most all, but we're like, okay. Yes, Madden. That's a long discussion in itself, and I was just about to get into like a rant on it, but let's focus back on abilities, or else this video's gonna go too long.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Abilities. Conductor.
I think that should be an ability because I think.
All right. So we have to 4 now. Right?
Yeah, I believe that's 4. Yep.
It's secure tackler.
Secure tackler. I completely agree. I like that ability.
5 now.
Unfakeable.
What about
unfakeable for me?
All right. So we're getting you a little bit more on board. All right. I think here's the thing with abilities. I don't necessarily think they have to go away. I think Madden is very pleased and EA is very pleased with their game. I think I saw a stat that they sold 17% more this year than last year. So the game is growing. It's not near where it was in 04, 05, the old Maddens, but it is growing versus last year. So they think the abilities, the superstar mode, what the heck was that, knockout? That's helping out the game. But so I don't see these abilities going away. I think as a community, like, we shouldn't be about, hey, get these abilities out of the game. I don't think that should be our message because EA is not going to do that, right?
No.
Like, is there a chance EA is going to do that?
If they do that, they're shooting themselves in the foot. That is a suicide they do not want.
Why are you arguing for that?
A lot more money. I'm arguing because they're a company, man. You got to be able to make your money. If you can find a different type of protocol or different type of strategy that makes you more money on top of the millions you're already making, you're going to do it, even though it may piss off a small percentage of the players. And the thing is, what I've noticed this year, Gut, is this year a lot, and I mean tons of players, the ones who aren't even comp. It used to bother the comp players they were adding, abilities, and the ones who took Weekend League serious. Now you see a lot of these kids who just want to play because the cards are good, to play with their favorite players, coming out of the woodworks because they're recognizing now, wow, this game really sucks. These abilities are really ruining this game. And it's never been like that between the comp community, the Weekend League kids, and also the regular Joes, the ones who just enjoy getting on for the love of Madden and Ultimate Team and also playing with their old favorite classical players. So I think something like that happening should be a wake-up call.
like 4 years ago, 15, 16, when they started doing the competitive stuff into MUT. They had to bring the competitive community kicking and dragging into MUT because they wanted to stay on regs. And I feel like they should have stayed on regs because that should have been their mode. Like salary cap should be the comp mode. But that's kind of again getting away from it. Because like us MUT nerds have always been into cards, playing, like market, that kind of stuff. So they've really kind of EA doing this to everybody, unfortunately. Whereas like salary cap, sure, you can take out all those abilities, that's fine. I don't think anybody in MUT would care that much because that's just like, that's competitive mode. But back to abilities. All right, so as a community, here's the thing. I don't think our message should be get rid of abilities because EA is not going to do that. I think our main message, and we should all focus around this, is balancing out the overpowered ones, balancing out those S tier abilities, saying, hey, maybe if they were well balanced, we could come to enjoy them. Like maybe if Secure Protector worked, like they didn't need to nerf the hell out of it to add all these other useless O-line abilities. If that was the counter to the Power Finesse Specialist, the Edge Rush chemistries, that would be okay if they had counters. Like I think too much, black and white solutions. Get rid of all of them when that's not what we need to do. What do you think? Can we be a little bit more in the gray together and asking for better balance between them?
I'm fine. Since the abilities are in the game, I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? They have to honestly balance them out. They're not just going to take them out because what I've noticed with EA is once they've introduced something that, kids actually enjoy, like these abilities, like Receiver Apprentice, Leapfrog, the fun ones, even though they may not be super OP as like the Slot Apprentice, Hot Route Masters, they're going to keep them in there. So I think balance is definitely what we need for these. And this game will be playable in the future. I completely agree in that area.
Okay, this is an interesting question in my mind. What do you think's overpowered in a good way, like Slot Apprentice? What's the difference between that overpower and overpower in a bad way, like say a jukebox or a nasty streak when it's motioned out at tight end and it active there? Like where's your line in the sand that's OP is okay versus not?
Well, it's okay in my opinion because honestly these abilities need to be balanced out, but there needs to be some OP abilities, not to the point where my Secure Tackler isn't tackling Jukebox or Evasive, something like that, where they're literally juking me, I'm hitting them, I'm activating my ability with my user, but they escape, they're breaking the tackle, which is why a lot of people, I'm just giving Evasive as an example, or Jukebox, prefer that over Armbar, because you're more likely to break more tackles using that, because you've noticed this year, Gut, that whenever you freaking juke or do some type of move with Evasive or Jukebox, a lot of times when they break that tackle, players are just bouncing off. It's kind of like the previous years of Air Truck and all that stuff. Like an animation won't happen in between that animation, and then once they get out, you're screwed.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that. So, all right, and with all these abilities added, say Escape. What's your feeling on Escape Artist right now? Escape Artist Dashing Deadeye combo.
Man, I use it myself, and it's because it's one of the best abilities you can have on a quarterback this year. But because passing isn't as prevalent, people don't really, use it as much. They'll just stick it on there for hell's sake. I think it's OP. I think it's very OP. I think it's stupid that a 99 speed quarterback can never reach that speed behind the line of scrimmage that say if there was one in the game 60 speed Escape Artist QB could have. Like I just think that's stupid.
So, I mean, 82 speed, which is the minimum. But
yeah, obviously. But, I was just giving, a broad example right there.
So, okay, with Escape Artist. But here's the thing. Escape Artist is, like, currently one of the only ways you can run against and play against a lot of those Blitz 7, like, and then user and take up a center kind of offenses. Like, wasn't the abilities, didn't they put them in and say, hey, this is a great way that we're going to balance pocket quarterbacks versus mobile quarterbacks? But now the meta shift, it's still all mobile quarterbacks. You see a few people running Hot Route Masters, of course. There's always those players. But really, what you need to run is an Escape Artist, get out of the pocket, kind of make a crossing pattern, throw again. It's back to that kind of style of gameplay because it's unbalanced on against the pass with both the pass rush moves and the quarterback contained blitzes. This is the third year in a row contained blitzes have been a problem that have been unchecked for like 3 months into the game. They've always patched them in the Defender patch the last 2 years. We'll see if we can get something close to it this year, or if we're going to have a terrible contained meta with you have to counter it with stretch the rest of the year. Anyways, with that said, Escape Artist, I think it's tough. I think it's overpowered, of course, but I think with their abilities, like, should pocket passes, in my opinion, pocket pass should have to have 4 abilities instead of 3, right? How do you balance pocket passes versus the escape artist? Should Tom Brady be overpowered in this game?
Yes and no. Yes, because like you stated earlier, the blitzes are just stupid, and once they pass those contained blitzes, then he's going to be really effective because you're going to be able to block
Have
them
you
a little
heard they're
easier.
going to?
I don't know. I think they may. I mean, you said in the past years, I mean, it happened. They patched the contains. They're not going to patch the overall blitzes, but contains, as we all know, they come in a lot faster than regular blitzes. But still, you're going to be able to send. You're going to be able to send that send 7 defense play on the safety, put 3 shallow zones, 1 deep one, and go crazy. But I think honestly, I don't like evasive right now. I don't like escape artist. I don't like it. Or excuse me, escape artist. I just don't like that on the quarterback. I think that's very unrealistic. Obviously, it's a video game. It's not going to be realistic. But I think that's taking it to the point where, okay, my Pokemon's going to outbattle your Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird that we compared to Pokemon, which is a highly successful franchise. Wouldn't Madden love to be Pokemon?
No, I mean, in the way they're going, they're probably going to outshine them, man. They may even freaking inspire a new Pokemon movie or a new video game for the Game Boy if people still play that.
It just came out a couple weeks ago. Anyways, like with the escape artist,
they can make a new one.
anyways, escape artist. A scrimmage, I've been chased down by slow fucking defensive end. Like when I've tried to do gameplays and I haven't had escape artists on my Vic, defensive tackles, defensive ends chase down my Vic with no problem without escape artist. So movement behind the line of scrimmage without it is broken. So escape artist is kind of like a need to have. So that obviously needs to be patched if they get rid of anything like escape artist, right? The quarterbacks need to be able to run fast.
Yes, I agree, but they're not going to do it, man. They're not going to do it because EA sees an opportunity, and when you see an opportunity, you pounce on that mother trucker.
But like, the opportunity for a well-balanced game and a game that's fun to play for all of its players is way more important than one single ability.
I agree there, but again, whatever's going to make them more money, they know we're going to keep buying the game.
It's making them more money. I don't get the argument. Like you're just saying this flat out with no evidence behind it. A well-balanced game is going to outperform a terribly unbalanced, unfun piece of crap in the game market.
What game do we have to play though? What other football game do we have to play? We can't go to any other one.
Madden Mobile's literally died over the last 2 to 3 years because they fucked it up when they went to Madden Overdrive in 19. There's nothing saying. 2K, who had the exclusive license to MLB Baseball, had to shut down in 2009. Sony San Diego had to come up and make a decent baseball game, and that's still thriving. That's selling. So there's nothing that says football itself will work. We've seen football games fail. Its user base is basically gone. We've seen baseball exclusive fails, and that's America's game, quote unquote. So there's nothing that says if Madden becomes even a bigger pile of trash, it will not fail.
That's the thing, though. I agree with you there, but I just can't see another franchise taking over. It's just literally programmed.
Doesn't need to be another franchise.
No, maybe. I just think EA has literally us by the balls, and we're literally going along for the ride. I think someone needs to take a stand, and that's why we need YouTubers to do it. That's why I need people to point out these flaws. But also, you can't just criticize the game and be like, this game sucks, it sucks. Why does it suck? Oh, it's EA, it sucks. You got to point out flaws. You got to say what we can do better. You got to say what
you're saying exactly what I said. What needs to replace it? What needs to happen? What are the changes that you want? Eliminate the abilities right now that you want to get rid of, the top 5.
Top 5 abilities I think we should get rid of. I think I'd like escape artists to be gone. I get it's a counter this year's meta, but I'd like it to be gone. I'd like quarterbacks with 90 plus speed or however fast they are to actually play like that. I like them to be able to sprint behind the line, not to get a sudden boost of energy through the hole or behind the line of scrimmage and get away from those defensive linemen. And also, I think I wouldn't mind Hot Route Master being out of the game. I'm cool with Slot Apprentice. I think that was actually a W. If you remember last year, I think they added it around October, early October, late September, something like that.
I don't remember the date, but yeah, you're right.
I like that. I actually like that you can put abilities on because, again, it brought in a bunch of offenses. People who are running crappy offenses with maybe 2 or 3 good money routes, now they can have all the routes, and it made it that much more difficult to guard. You saw players, if you watch the clubs, I know a lot of you people watching this video may not have watched it, or you may have, but you saw people running formations such as I form close, motioning that running back out there. My boy Sikkim was doing it, and he was putting them on routes. It was really fun to watch. I enjoy stuff like that. I think that's a huge W. But Hot Route Master, again, I think it should be gotten rid of. I think if you're going to put abilities on people, you should, like I said, I think 3 is a perfect balance, but you should be able to have 3 different abilities.
Do you think the passing game is currently overpowered?
Passing game this year? Oh, heck no. I don't think the
So
passing game
why'd
is overpowered.
you just nerf the shit out of it with those two?
What do you mean?
You took out the best 2 things of the passing game: Escape Artist and Hot Route Master.
No. But what I'm saying is, if they can fix the quarterback speed, it's not going to be as effective as an escape artist. But you're going to be able to get away from those slow ass defensive tackles who have just see the 2 stars. You know what I mean? You have to balance it out right there. I'm fine with them getting rid of escape artists if they add balance to that quarterback speed position. Same thing with Hot Route Master. I want slot apprentice. I'm cool with all the different apprentices being in the game. I wouldn't even mind the running back getting routes. You know how Christian McCaffrey gets the special routes. And
yeah, there are running back apprentices.
Yeah, I like that. I love all that stuff. I'm cool with that. I just don't like that you can get it for a little cheaper with Hot Route Master. I don't like that at all. I think they should take that away. But again, it does add some uniqueness in the game, which I believe it desperately needs it sometimes.
All right, what other abilities would you get rid of? Three more.
Three more. Obviously, edge threat.
Okay, edge threat. That's a good one.
Edge threat. Let's see what else. Those are the only 3 I can think of. Man. I don't know, man. I have not seen this really in effect yet, but I feel like human joystick's about to be really, really good. Like, with how bad the tackling is this year, I feel like it's really going to be, like, super tough to stop. Like, if you play someone who knows how to work that ability, it's going to be hard to tackle them, especially if you click off and let the CPU do it. I think that may need to even be gotten rid of before we've even seen it.
So I've been using grab and go on, like, my receivers.
Okay.
It is so nice. Getting rid of human joystick is getting rid of, I don't know, cake at birthdays. Dude, that's how Madden should be. It should be where your joystick completely relates to the player on the field. The fact that your Barry Sanders will move exactly like you want it to. It's so responsive. It's so nice. That's just how Madden should be. And then on the opposite side, defense should be the same way. And here's the thing: if you click off on defense and they can't make the play, well, good for that. Like, I don't think they should take away user skill like that. It's something I do to get my enforcer tackles, but I hate it. Every time I do that, I click off my enforcer to have him make a hit stick. I look at the mirror in shame. I think that's just bad Madden. Yeah. So human joystick, I think, needs to be there. What's up?
No, I was agreeing. I think that's very good, and I'm glad you brought up enforcer because it almost slipped my mind. I remember at the beginning of the year, I actually remember literally finding this out at the first tournament, and I was telling people, I was like, enforcer is the best ability in the game. It's the best, and they're like, no, it's not. Zeke will armbar you. I was like, I bet. So all you got to do is click off at the beginning of the year, and you're getting a hit stick. It's not as bad as it used to be. It's still okay, especially if you play a lot of weekend league or head-to-head MUT seasons. But you can agree with me here. Enforcer at the beginning of the year was the best ability in the game because you were guaranteed a fumble or a hit stick.
You were guaranteed. Yeah, I mean, it was the only run D we had.
It was
So it's still my run D. Yeah, even though it got nerfed, it's still my run D.
I mean, it's not a bad run D to have, especially with how some defenses play. You can run a run defense this year. It works the first play. Next play, it's a touchdown. Just inconsistent.
It's terrible. But so overall, like, are there any underpowered abilities that you'd want to see buffed up? We're going a little bit longer than we wanted to. But what other underpowered ones would you want to see buffed at all? Any of them? Like, okay, one thing. I just want to. As long as Secure Protector works, I'm fine with the Edge Specialist. But it doesn't. They should get rid of every single other offensive line ability that does like pass blocking, and just make Secure Protector work again. But all right, moving on to underpowered ones. What are there any ones that you think needs to be buffed?
You know what? Obviously, it's going to be Secure Tackler.
Yeah, you got it right. Yeah,
obviously, and Unfakeable. Secure Tackler and Unfakeable. Those should be the 2 that come to everyone's mind. They don't work. You have to click on to make a secure tackle. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's fine to do that, but there's some dudes, like say you come across someone with human joystick. If I can get my player in the vicinity and click off, I want them to make that tackle. They have that ability for a reason. I don't want to have to, rely on my user. I know that's a terrible thing to say, but with how bad tackling is this year, I want that to matter. If tackling wasn't as bad as it is this year, I'm completely fine if I click off with Unfakeable, with Secure Tackler and getting juked out. I'm fine with that. It's just I wish it would work a little bit better this year. Those two definitely need to work better. And like Gutfoxx said, the offensive line abilities, they're really bad. They don't work. They don't work at all. It's a waste of space on an ability wise.
What do you like? So the run stopping chemistries, I feel like the animation oftentimes takes them too long to work. So I think run stuffing formations or abilities, and then the pass leads. There are some really glitchy things you can do with the pass lead elites, that kind of stuff. But oftentimes I found myself with Tom Brady in practice mode and using it, I just straight up miss. He'll just straight up miss guys that I try to pass lead like I normally would, and he just misses the throw. So I feel like a little bit of like tuning with that, like make it really nice, but like don't have them completely whiff on the receiver. Just, like what's been your use of the pass lead abilities?
Well, the pass lead abilities, when I actually tried him out in MUT, and I also tried him out in regs with Tom Brady, what I liked about him was it literally, Tom Brady at the beginning of the year, if you were a passer, was the best player to you because you can literally put someone on not even a hitch, like a little smoke screen, and you can lead them up for 4 yards, and it'd be like a 7-yard gain. I thought that was kick ass. I thought that was cool as hell. So I'm cool with the pass leads right now. I want them to be nerfed up a little bit for MUT, so it encourages people to get out of those running formations and have to pass because, hey, I can throw a drag that's going to go for 2 yards, pass lead up, and it's literally going to go for almost 10 yards if they catch it in stride in between zones. I've
tried that a lot with like drags or crossers or like streaks, stuff like that, and like they'll just straight up miss and they'll throw it at a defender, and it's like, how the heck? Yeah. So like I agree. Hopefully it can get tuned a little bit to be a little bit smarter. But it's really nice to see new things work, and pass lead hopefully can be one of those things that are more consistent going forward. Because I've seen there's some pretty good players using pass lead that have some pretty nice schemes, and anything to bring in a new scheme in a Madden is always a pro for me.
I love seeing the variety of schemes. I agree with Gutfoxx. That's just something you need to see more in this game. But as we said, like wrapping it up, I mean, you guys see the list. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think is the best ability to do or the worst ability and what needs to be fixed to where we need to bring balance to these abilities so they actually matter and people aren't always constantly complaining.
Question: What name one ability you would like to see next year if we were having them back? Anything?
I'd like to see just the route apprentices on the receivers, tight ends, running backs. I'd like to see that. I think that's cool. Yeah, I was just thinking. I'm fine with the receiver, running back apprentices, tight end, slot apprentices. I'm fine with all that stuff. I'm cool with that. I think that actually adds some variety to offenses. If they bring that back next year, you're going to see with the new formations they add a lot of glitchy stuff, a lot of cool stuff to beat certain concepts on defense. So I'm cool with the route apprentices being brought back. Anything else, it's fair game for me.
Possession catches to work. So if they can't make it work in game, give me an ability so that way I can catch a ball like on the sideline where I have my feet.
So if you were to like throw in between the zone, right? Say you have like an okay safety. He's not a hard hitter. It's like you have an Amos right there just chilling. You throw it right before like 5 yards, and your receiver catches it in stride with that possession catch ability. If the user clicks on and hit sticks, would you want to catch that every time?
I don't think that's what I'm talking about. So like landing a hit stick, that's like way too much. Okay. Whereas like what I'm talking about is right now in game on possession catches. Say I throw between zones. And my guy catches the ball, takes 3 steps, and then the defender comes and hits the ball or like gets close to the ball with their hand and knocks it out. I'm like, my dude was open by 15 yards, but because the zone reacting that way, he now was able to get close to my guy, and then I dropped it. So I want some sort of possession catch that like where the zone can't get there, or maybe man coverage is trailing, doesn't get like a random animation that knocks the ball out of his hands. Like I don't want to spec catch people. I don't want to be taking hit sticks when I'm catching. I just want him to catch the ball and not get it knocked out. Like if the ball's on it, like you know how Gronk plays in real life?
Yeah.
Where he catches the ball and it's not getting swatted out of his hands.
No, he's too big. He's too big to do that, man. It's impossible.
So it's kind of like matchup nightmare is kind of stupid. Where you could just like throw it up high every play against linebackers. Like, I don't want aggressive. I don't like them to actually possession catch and actually that possession catches actually work.
Yeah.
It happened to me and I'm just so frustrated. Like. Tyreek Hill, I ran an out route. And Tyreek Hill caught it, like did the toe step drag animation. The safety came after the 3rd foot got down and knocked it out of my hands. I got so pissed because the cornerback was so far away when I threw that. It was a perfect dot. And it dropped him. Couldn't convert.
You just got your dot rob, man. You got your dot rob. I kid you not. I've had that happen a lot, man. And that's why, in previous Maddens, like last year, for example, nobody would possession catch because you get big hit. You would have to catch it and spin really quick or perform a ball carrier move to lessen your chances. So, I think possession catches, if you're going to add this, if you're going to take just the Y catch out of the game, EA, I hope you're watching this, make sure the A button catch, possession catch works. The rack catch perfectly works. And also the aggressive catch.
You want the Y button gone?
No, I personally want all the possession catches and rack catches gone. You can do all those catches with the Y button in previous Maddens. Obviously not this year, but in previous Maddens, you could perform a rack catch with Y. You could perform a possession catch with Y. I just think Odell Beckham Jr. completing that catch, that crazy catch, that's what ruined Madden. The day that happened, they got the biggest idea ever.
I have no idea how I'd refute that, so I'll just say, sure.
Sure.
Sure. Like I mean, we both can agree specking over one-on-one isn't the greatest unless you have like some sort of like. Here's the thing, with specking over one-on-one, what we've seen from competitive Madden and why people hated 16 is because they couldn't just run a cover 3 blitz every play, right? Like oftentimes. Isn't it a good thing that you force the offense into a too high? Shouldn't that be a thing instead of just blitzing everything? Because that's what the meta was blitz everybody, have a user in a cover 3 defense. Like, is that good that one defense was just there and amazing? Whereas, like, with that, like, golden ticket Gronk or those great players in 16 that could do that, you actually had to commit. Like, Problem lost that last game. A lot of people blame it on golden ticket Gronk. Like a rookie Ramsey trying to guard a golden ticket one-on-one. And so, like, in real life, the best player in the world against, like, a pretty decent player, they're going to catch one-on-ones.
Yeah.
Should that be a part of Madden or not?
Yes, I agree. I think it should be a part of Madden. But, again, I'm going back to, how I think Madden should be played. And say, well, obviously we all know it was Stiff. If you didn't know, Stiff was throwing it up to Gronk and just mossing everyone. But if he does that to me, and I have an 81 overall, and he has an 898 overall. If he doesn't click on, if he's just relying on the CPU to make a catch, let's forget about Y catches. Let's just say he's just hoping the CPU does it for him. And I click on, I should win that battle 9 out of 10 times. I should, because I clicked on. He didn't. The one time, I'm cool with him getting fluky that one time. But I should win it 90% of the time. That's how I feel about that. But yes, I do agree. With the Y, rack, and also possession catch, I do agree. If you have a shitty corner out there, you have a 90, or if I have a shitty corner out there, you have a 99 receiver, he should moss me. I just don't think it should happen consistently. I think it should happen a good amount of times, but not super consistently to where it's OP.
But a 99 versus, say, like a 93 overall corner.
That's where the line is just that's up for grabs right there. You actually got me on that one. I don't know what I'd say for that. I mean, in the heat of the moment, obviously, if I'm controlling the 93, I'd say I want to pick it every time. But I'd understand if he mossed me. But I want my abilities, or excuse me, not my abilities, my stats and all that stuff to actually factor out into that ball being in the air, that jump ball. But if, like I said, again, going back to my old habits, if he clicks on and I don't, I have a 93, he has a 99, he should get it. I agree with that. But it should be a toss-up at that point. I feel like it should be a toss-up. It's unfortunate, but with all these animations they've added in the game, I really don't know what they want from these players to think or how they want us to respond. I'm just at a loss for words sometimes there.
Yeah, I do feel like their communication is lacking quite a bit on like how they want the game to play a lot of things. Like, so yeah, I do agree on that point. Yeah. Anyways, this has gone on so long, and I don't know. Do you want to wrap it up? Any last comments before we hit the road?
Man, I just want to say I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate Mr. Fox coming on the show. I appreciate it, man. Guys, if you haven't already, check out his Twitch. Dude's a beast on there. His YouTube. I believe he's close to 50,000 subs. Maybe, yeah, I think he's close to 50,000. Dude's a freaking monster. Also, his Twitter, if you want to follow funny tweets. People think Gutfoxx pack luck is a thing. Don't believe it. It's all Xerxes pack luck.
Shit's so fake.
Man, do you have any last words?
Yeah. Don't sub to me. I'm terrible. Definitely keep on keeping on, man. keep on the grind, keep on giving those tips. You got some hot ones out this year that I saw. But
you know what's crazy, bro?
yeah.
I have a lot of people saying I steal my tips.
Oh, yeah? Well, yeah, but I mean, he stole all his tips from insert blank site here, so it's just stealing all the way down. I mean, the thing with that's been like, we shouldn't get too much on this. This could be a whole other video. Is content creation and whatnot, and the controversies in the community. I mean, that's been a thing for years, as people blame other people for tips and shit. And I mean, there are some times where it's obvious somebody is stealing, and then there are other times where it's like, I mean, once in a while, it's like whatever, because that just happens. But
hey, let us know in the comment section if you guys want to see a video on that. But guys, I gotta wrap it up. Gutfoxx has dragged this on for too long. But guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm signing off, and as always, peace.